Hi everyone. Thank you very much. I always appreciate you. I'm Orlando Ruiz Jr. Welcome to another classic movie review. This year marks the 30th anniversary of one of my personal favorite comedies from 1994. From writer-director Kevin Smith, this was his very first film, a little black and white, low-budget, independent cult classic comedy known as Clerks. This movie stars Brian O'Halloran as Dante and Jeff Anderson as Randall. In the film, Brian O'Halloran's character Dante is a guy that works at a New Jersey convenience store called the Quick Stop, and at the very beginning of the movie, he gets a phone call from his boss asking him to come into work on his day off. Dante doesn't want to come in because he wants to play hockey at 2 o'clock with his friends. So he reluctantly agrees to come in as long as his boss comes in to relieve him at 12 noon. 12 noon comes and his boss never shows up, so Dante is stuck at work having to contend with all kinds of oddball, kooky, strange characters and customers that give him a hard time throughout the day. Right next door to the Quick Stop is a little video store where Dante's friend Randall, Jeff Anderson's character, works in that store, and he comes in every now and then next door to the Quick Stop to bullshit with his buddy Dante. Randall is definitely my favorite character in this film. He has no filter whatsoever. He couldn't care less about the customers. He has no problem in using all kinds of offensive language around the customers. But for all his flaws, he's still a pretty good friend to Dante, and one of his best attributes is he doesn't have any problem in telling it like it is and keeping it real, which Dante needs every now and then because he's kind of a whiner throughout the movie. He's always complaining about things, and basically it's Randall's job to give him a good kick in the pants every now and then and kind of give him a little bit of friendly, tough love. All throughout this movie, there are all sorts of things that would go on to become trademarks of Kevin Smith's later movies. You got the oddball characters, you got characters having some deep philosophical conversations every now and then, you got that lowbrow, vulgar humor, which I don't mind. You also have pop culture references, references to Star Wars or comics, but most importantly, Jay and Silent Bob. Jay and Silent Bob are a couple of stoners that like to stand in front of the Quick Stop all day long, loitering and interacting with the customers every now and then while trying to sell a bit of weed throughout the day. And they got their boombox there on the ground just in case they need to bust out and break out into a quick dance. From some nut that sits on the floor looking for the perfect dozen eggs to people looking for the gallon of milk with the furthest expiration date, Dante and Randall continue to vent their frustrations about the customers as they encounter pushy chewing gum salesmen, a guy that wants to use the bathroom, but he won't use the bathroom unless he has the perfect toilet paper and something to read. So, a high maintenance bathroom user. You also got a guy that won't shut up about the tabloids, and it goes on and on with their little encounters with all kinds of odd customers. I really like the soundtrack for this movie too. A lot of 90s grunge rock. There's a bit of Alice in Chains in there, which is one of my personal favorite 90s grunge rock bands. And the music really is fitting for this kind of movie and these kinds of characters. Now, when it comes to the filmmaking and like the writing and the acting overall, you can tell it's somebody's first movie. Everything about it screams amateur, but not in a bad way. I think that the actors overall do pull it off. They're given some pretty lengthy dialogue scenes with some long takes, and considering that they were first time actors, they actually do a very good job with the material. Though this is a low budget movie with very amateur acting and screenwriting, the characters in the film really do pop and really do stand out because of the enthusiasm from everybody involved. And I really do enjoy these characters, and I think the overall amateur quality of the film really lends to the charm of the film. This is overall one of my favorite comedies of the 1990s and one of my favorite films, period. I think if you're someone that wants to get into filmmaking and if you check this movie out, you might just say to yourself, hey, if they can make this into a movie, I can make my own movie, which is kind of what Kevin Smith did when he saw Slackers back in 1990 from Richard Linklater. That kind of inspired him to go on and make his own movie because watching Slackers, it has a very low budget kind of documentary feel to it, very similar to what he does here in Clerks. I think this is a great first film from director Kevin Smith. 1994's Clerks. I give it 3 stars. This is my copy of the movie right here on DVD. And I'm sure you can find it on streaming because it's still a pretty popular indie film. But if you want to get yourself a hard copy, find one while you can. And I think for anybody that has ever worked in customer service, I think you'll find a lot of the things in this movie pretty relatable. But yeah, check it out. 1994's Clerks. Thank you all very much for watching this classic movie review. I very much appreciate it. If you're into movies, if you're into this kind of thing, if you're new to the channel, hit the bell, become a subscriber. Please don't forget to comment, share, like. If you're a returning viewer, thank you very much for your support. I greatly appreciate it. Everybody take care of each other. Peace out. Till next time, God bless. Take care.